since where he said, or let's say his tax policies broadly tilt towards corporations and wealthy or wealthier Americans, and they have issues with it. That's why will they be involved when there are other issues or there are other persons which their tax policies do affect. So this conversation we'll be having on the show today with a public affairs analyst coupled with some other issues, and specifically, what is it for Nigeria? What is it for Africa? Yeah, the coming of President Donald Trump. What is it for Nigeria? What is it for Africa? What kind of collaboration, what are kind of bilateral relationships will a country, an African country like Africa, like Nigeria rather, gain or benefit from the incoming administration? There were fears, there were, tensions as to some of these things when during the build up to the campaign, and now that is to be sworn in today. So, what is it for Africans? Don't also forget that there are issues around banning TikTok. Earlier, it was, TikTok wasn't available in the United States, but not too long. It has been restored and it's now available again. What is it again for? What is the issues around TikTok? What is it for Americans, and why does the president want it banned? As well as this is a president with some number of court cases surrounding him. It brings the question of the judicial system over there compared to what we have in some African countries. So we're looking at some of these issues put together, and we'll be having the conversation. So after this short break, my guest will join me and we'll see the issue. Stay with us, everyone. Your righteousness, oh Jaja, your true righteousness. The way earthly things are going, anything might happen now. Unrighteous people turning things upside down. Oh, what a great confusion in this Iman generation. Oh Lord, what a great confusion. Oh child, what a tribulation. I need Christ, I'm on, begging Jaja the Most High to come change this world once again. To let our righteous people take over the earth, like the water, take over the sea, like the birds in the sky, take over the trees, yeah, over the earth, cover the earth, all righteousness, cover the world, all righteousness, cover the earth, all righteousness, to cover the world, all righteousness. Cover the earth, all righteousness. Cover the world, all righteousness. The sun will never smite me, nor day nor by night. The sun will never smite me, nor day nor by night. Welcome back from that short break. If you're just joining us, the follow-up on Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ido Ekiti is what you have been listening to. And the program is where we discuss current affairs issues and give analysis to them. So our focus today is on the inauguration, the administration of the incoming government of the United States of America. Quite a lot of issues or, tensed politics surrounds the incoming president. So we're going to be having that conversation today. Being is swearing in. What is it for Nigeria? Like I said, what is it for Africa? What is it for the whole world? You'd recall that the president had made certain promises and certain commitment as to, projecting America as one of the great countries in the world. So, joining us to have the conversation this morning is a public affairs analyst, and he joins us virtually this morning, Mr. Gabriel Abiodun. Good morning, and thanks for joining us on the follow-up.
Yeah, good morning, Doi, and to the people of Adamimogo FM. I want to say Happy New Year to each and every one of us because we've not seen ourselves this year. And to you particularly, Doi, Happy New Year to you.
Thank you so much.
And it's my pleasure for having me this morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now let's begin the conversation. President-elect Donald Trump is coming back to the White House. And I believe you follow up the campaign, the election proper, and some of the things that characterize his coming back. So what do you make of, or what's your first take as to some of these issues? Let's look at it right from, from the background and all of that.
I think I must congratulate the Americans for having a new president today, and then I believe it's going to be a new day and there's going to be a new dawn for the Americans, because actually when you are having an overwear engine and then somebody gives you a brand new engine, you know that you are going to have a sigh of relief. So I think Americans will be happy having Trump to actually come and taking the affairs of United States of America for the betterment of the country. It's not like Nigeria here, whereby the moment somebody is taking over, then that person will begin to inflict pain. So I think it's a must plus for the Americans, and I pray that the tenure of Donald Trump is going to be the best for the Americans. That is just my take for the new inauguration that is going to be on board today.
That's a good one. But now let's go into the specifics now. Mass deportation has been one of the fears of some Americans, where the president has reiterated that he's going to embark on a mass deportation program. Let's begin from that. What do you make of that policy? Because according to the president, it's part of the issues that the United States is having. It's part of the things that has, devalued the state or the country. So there are fears as to the implication as well. But then, what's your stance?
Actually, I don't know there should be threat about deportation of whosoever that is concerned, because you know the rules and regulation of the country you actually jetted into. There are constitutions that back you up that if you don't have your documents intact, so you could be deported at any time. So I think there should be no threat in that. But the truth of the matter, why people are so much scared is that Trump is the kind of person that doesn't take much latitude with the black Americans or black people, then people who are not really the indigenous of Americans. And I think we have black Americans there that are actually living fine with whatever policy that Trump is bringing up. But the truth of the matter is this: why people are so scared are those people seeking asylum that doesn't have a genuine people that are causing nuisance in the country. I think that those are the people that I believe that Trump is actually talking about, not about the people who are going about their normal business and the people with their documents intact. So the people that are just jettisoning any threats, they are just doing it in their own accord, because money, a mind that is not criminal will not be afraid of prosecution. So I think if you know you have done something that will make this man deport you back to your country, I think you better start doing it, because by the time the arms of we catch up with such a kind of person, you might come back empty without your thing. So I think think it's better for them to do the right thing and then leave the country back to the various country you must have come from. So, but the people that I believe that are so scared about the issue of deportation or non-deportation are the people that believe that maybe their paper, they went there through back door, and Americans, they are fond of not taking it lightly, whosoever that is doing that kind of thing. So, peradventure, where I'm heading to this morning, I, as a Nigerian residing in my country, would I be afraid of anything? Who is going to deport me out of my country? But this is the reason why we are praying that Nigeria should be okay and other African countries should be okay, so that at least if anybody is telling you should go back home, it should be a thing of joy, not that they will be telling you that you are going back to your country, then you will not be afraid. I listened to one person sometimes ago when they were about to deport him. So when they wanted to deport him, he began to cry. He said, if I go back to my country, they will most likely kill me, because he knows what he's going to face when it's to come back to his country. So, my dear brother, from my own angle here and the angle of many citizens of America, I think they have nothing to fear. That's just my take on that aspect.
Good that you talked about Nigeria. And I was earlier I said, what is the incoming administration? What is it for? Or how would Nigeria benefit from some of these proposed policies of the incoming administration? We're talking about immigration, and you talked about Nigeria. So is this not in a kind of way having, being effective in Nigeria? So many Nigerians who, like you said, who have been there would be fear to come back to the country. So what is it for Nigeria? What kind of relationship do you think the Trump administration would have with Nigeria as a whole?
I must be frank with you this morning. Nigeria is not going to gain something positive from American president.
Why?
Take it or leave it. This is my own perspective. Because the reason is this: that man is no nonsense taking man. That man cannot tolerate anybody who will not do things in the right way. Actually, Trump might be a racist jive. It might be somebody, because I told you sometimes ago, maybe you or one of our sister radios in here, that Trump is how did I tag him that day? I said he's a type that doesn't like the black race. He doesn't like non-Americans, being red Indians, be you. He only have anything to do with the real Americans. So if I'm here now telling you that Nigeria is going to gain a lot from Trump administration, my dear brother, is as good as I don't know Trump before. But I know Trump, the Trump I know. And you can see the portrait this man sending back to White House this morning. If you look at that portrait very well, you will know that this man mean every bit of his word. What is coming there to do. So if I am telling you that Nigeria is going to gain something from America in trading, in so many other bilateral relationships we have with America, I must tell you, frankly speaking, Nigeria is going to gain nothing. In fact, if we are not going to even face action, I don't know, because this is a country whereby corruption is the order of the day. We play with those who are corrupt elements. The people that are not of a good character, you see them flying agbada here and then we keep singing songs of praises to them. So I think Trump is not the type that will be singing praises to anybody that is wanting in the society. So Nigeria, for me to start telling you that we are going to gain something, I'm not telling you the obvious. That's my take on that aspect.
Now let me ask you, is it about the corruption in Nigeria, or about Trump not, according to you, not liking the blacks, or what exactly is the issue? Or Nakolabo, as they used to say?
Actually, one thing is this: depends on the kind of Secretary of State that they're going to have. If the person, Trump and Vance, two of them, they are two whites. And I said this vote that brought Trump into the office is appetite votes, because they hate for other people that are not Americans. I'm telling you this based on experience. And if anybody is asking me, I will tell you the reason why I said that. Because when Kamala Harris wanted to pick somebody that would be a running mate to her, she picked a white guy, while she remained a black woman. When Biden wanted to pick a running mate, he actually picked Kamala Harris, who happens to be a black woman. So they did not balance how am I going to put it now? They did not balance in to make sure that, yes, the black and every other things, they are relevant. But the truth of the whole matter is this, my dear brother. The corruption level of Nigeria is overhyped. Trump will not want to actually take it lightly with Nigeria because of that attitude of corruption. But if we have every other things that will actually bring about the good synergy between Nigeria and America in terms of business, I know Trump will want to do business with Nigeria. But the kind of business Trump will want to do, he want to do it with people who are actually realistic in nature, who are not corrupt in nature, who will not be doing otherwise even when they are doing the right thing. So you know what? I hope you understand what I'm trying to talk about.
Yes. So let me bring.
If the business that Trump will be doing with Nigeria will be business that will profit Americans, why not? They will do business. But I believe the issue of corruption, the bad name that Nigeria is having out there, will not actually bring that interest into the heart of Trump to do business with us. So that is just my take.
There was a video that circulated on social media sometimes, maybe last year or last 2 years, where Donald Trump was saying, it was during a protest in Nigeria where people were protesting against, was it fuel subsidy removal, a hike in petrol, or thereabout? That was what the protest was all about. And the incoming president of the United States says that the president of Nigeria is trying to reform the country, and people are protesting that if it was him, he would have, put all of the protesters in prison and jail them and all of that. So quite, you remember that? You remember the video, right? So
actually, yes, it was based on the information at his disposal at that moment that made him to utter such statements.
Probably he believed. Let me just add this. Probably he believed in these reforms and all of that. In the reforms of the Nigerian government.
Do you know one thing I want you to know is this? You will react to some things that comes to you based on the information given to you. The information given to Donald Trump was the reason why he made such statements. It took some Nigerians during the time of Buhari regime when some Nigerians went to his office. I remember what he said in his response when he was answering to one of the complainants, a lady from Kaduna State that time. And then what Trump said marvels me because I think they were all over the place with much information. Trump said, I never knew that this was happening in Nigeria. He said it. Then he was president during the first time of Buhari, if you remember the time I am talking about. So he said, I never knew that this was going on in Nigeria. And as a sitting president, so compared to somebody who is just an individual trying to find his way back to office. So Trump reacted to that, and by that statement, it was based on the information at his disposal. Now, let me now ask you, Doni, if there is any reform that is going on in Nigeria, now how does it benefit Nigerians that will make us say, oh, our president is doing wonderfully well? Is it on the oil sector? Is it at the economy? Is it at the security level? What reform is now to the advantage of the populace, to Nigerians? So what I'm saying is, if Trump should get into office, and then if there is any business that will benefit Americans and that will benefit Nigeria, I believe Trump is a businessman who wants to do business with Nigeria. But the way I am seeing it now, he will not want to pick any interest based on what is happening in Nigeria today. I'm not saying anything so that nobody will call my head for anything. I didn't say Nigeria is good or bad, but based on what is happening in Nigeria, Trump will not want to do business with us.
Okay, now let's redefine it. Now that we're now having a new administration, or where there's a new administration coming in the United States, what are your projections as to the Nigerian government? Because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has always been emphatic about strengthening international relationship and bringing foreign investment and all of that. So, do you see the Nigerian government make approach to the incoming administration of the United States?
You see, it's just like you want me to reminisce my.
Yes, you have the reason why I said so is because you have said there are possibilities that Trump, may not want to have anything to do, or may not want to build a relationship with Nigeria. But let's bring it back home. the president has always reaffirmed its commitment as to strengthen relationship with outsiders. So what do you with foreign countries rather? So what are your projections this time? Do you foresee any approach?
If there is a way our Yoruba people will always say a proverb, they will say, "Okay, since this guy has been elected, returned as a president of America, what are the steps that Nigerian has been taking with this man, Trump? At least, if you want to form alliance with somebody, immediately they said, oh, he's now the new American president, even though if he has not resumed office. How many proposals have we submitted to this man table? Somebody will now ask me that, how will I know? At least if you are building any international relationship and we are the stakeholder, we're supposed to put it at the public space. These are the moves we are making. We want to sign social business. We want to bring companies from diaspora to Nigeria. How many companies are even coming to Nigeria now? Just give me one that are just coming, or I should give you a number of people, companies that are leaving the country on daily basis. I'm not saying on weekly basis now. On daily basis, they are leaving the country and they are folding up every now and then. So you are now expecting Trump now to say, this place where so many companies are packing out, then I want to bring companies that will come and invest. What have we done on our economy? What have we done on our what's it called now? Our security apparatus. What have we done differently that will make Trump to say, yes, I have interest in Nigeria? We were one time a giant of Africa, but are we still giant of Africa with the way we are doing our things here? My dear brother, I must tell you the truth, that with the way things are going, our governments in Nigeria are not getting it right. But what was expected of them to have done, they will not do it, and then they will not be expecting miracle. If actually they are seeking attention to collaborate with somebody like Donald Trump, before the sworn in, Nigerian delegates ought to have visited this man, time without number, and tell them on way this man will help them. But nobody is doing anything, and then you are now expecting him, when he will be preoccupied with his primary assignments, that is when you will not be bringing your proposal. I think he will not have time for that, don't you?
Well, let's see how it goes. Now let's talk about judiciary now. President Donald Trump is one president that has quite a number of court cases, charges against him, despite him coming back to the White House. And a lot of people have commended the judiciary in the United States, for upholding the strength and what judiciary is meant for. They've compared and contrasted with Nigeria several times, saying all of this. But when you look at the build-up, what can you say, or how would you describe the United States judiciary compared to that of Nigeria?
Let me shock you. When we are talking about judiciary, the country where their rule of law prevails in all circumstances is still America today. I put it to you, my dear brother. The day this guy was sworn in, the day this guy was elected, I think he can override some cases, some litigations against him. And then, can you beat it that the appointed judge that Trump himself appointed during his time was the one that gave ruling against him at the Supreme Court? Can that happen in Nigeria? That can never happen. And recently, when this man won as American president, there is a ruling against him that all the court cases against him should not stop. Even you as a president of America or whosoever, all the cases, all the litigations against you should still go ahead. And you can say how many courts can do that in Nigeria, make a pronouncement against the sitting president? Who does that in Africa, even in Nigeria? My dear brother, we are living in the country together. You dare not compare the judiciary of Nigeria with that of America. Americans will rule by the law. And be you who, you will face the wrath of the law. Remember when Bill Clinton was facing case of rape case, ordinary rape case. Ordinary, because in Nigeria it's nothing to write home about, because you know somebody that knows somebody in the up there that can bail you out whenever you find yourself in a mess. But in America, my dear brother, you will go for it. Even if immunity covers you, the moment you are stepping down, the court will pick you. So Nigeria, I wish that our judiciary can be like that, because that is the hope of common man. But if our judiciary is what it is today, so that is why we're having a country that we are having today. So you dare not compare the judiciary of America and that of Nigeria. They are just two parallel lines that cannot meet. Though they have the same function, the establishment of all courts and judges are to the fundamental of human rights. But when they are doing the opposite, it becomes somebody's workshop where they can do and undo and then get away with it. That is where we find ourselves in Nigeria. So please,
there are those...
I put it to you and I repeat over and over again, you dare not compare the judiciary of Nigeria with that of America.
I still want you to emphasize more on this your point, because there are those who would say that the judiciary system in the country is, is having a turnaround, this reshaping and all of that. When you look at, they would say there are some lawyers, some barristers who would disagree with you and say under this administration, the judiciary has improved tremendously and all of that. So in no time, there are projections that it will meet up with international standards. What would be your response to those classes or certain persons?
Can I use question to answer your question?
No, you can't.
Can you tell me the reform that is going on in our judiciary, carried out by who? Who appointed the commissioner for the minister for justice of federation? See, with the way we are doing our system, if it continues like that, there's no way you are going to do anything called reform. There's no reform in our judiciary system today. This is my own perspective, and it's coming from my angle, and this is the level of my understanding. And I must tell you, my dear brother, there's no reform going on in our judiciary. The normal thing that they were doing initially is still the same thing they are doing. A particular court will make a pronouncement on the same matter, and then another one will issue another statement on the same matter, because somebody knows somebody. Then undue influences here and there in the court of justice, and it was not to be like that. We're supposed to judge individuals according to the rules and regulation of that nation. So, my dear brother, either somebody agree with me or disagreed with me, I am still on my tentacle telling you that the reform system going on in our judiciary is nothing to write home about. So, and if they are going to do that reform, first of all, the rule of law must prevail, and it has to start from the floor of the House of Representatives and that of Senate. If they can pass that as a bill, and then presidents are sent to it, then I will believe that Nigeria, we are serious for business. And let me now tell you, there is emancipation when there is no justice. There will be problem when there is no justice. And if the justice is deserved and the justice is well served, there will be peace. If anybody is serving as a deterrent to whatever crime he must have committed, I want to tell you, my dear brother, Nigeria will be a peaceful place. But a situation whereby a policeman will be holding a gun and tell you that if I shoot you, nothing will happen, then you are talking about impunity here. And nobody is going to do anything about it, as he said. Somebody will just say, yes, it's accidental discharge. But there should be punishment for whosoever that actually mistakenly kills somebody. So, my dear brother, if our judiciary can work harmoniously and then making sure that everything goes right, then we'll have a better nation. That's my take, my dear brother.
All right. The follow-up on Adamimogo 107.7 FM is what you're still listening to, and we've been talking about relationship between Nigeria and international countries. Take for instance, and the focus today is the United States of America, where a new administration is coming on board. 07047007701 or 07072766278. Those are the lines to call to make reactions as to some of the things we've said earlier. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my public analyst.
Please go ahead. Your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Comrade Adedoyin Oswekiti.
All right, go ahead.
I am happy to join this platform this morning. And I want to appreciate the man you brought to your studio there talking. Let me tell you one thing. Let me congratulate the Americans for having Trump back to the White House. And I also congratulate Trump himself. Trump don't believe that America has developed. Trump believes that America is still developing. So if there is anybody coming to that country, to the United States of America, such a person must maintain level-headed. You must come up with your slender arms. talking deportation, Trump will never deport somebody doing a civil job, somebody that is righteous, somebody that knew exactly what he's doing. If you are in America and you don't behave well, it is possible Trump will deport you. Let me tell you one thing. The way we rule our people are in Nigeria, nobody can do that in America. I remember when Ojasope came to power in 1999. After Babala was the lawyer to the federal government. Then Femi Falana was a lawyer to one chap. When Femi Falana started asking questions from Obasanjo, Baba Babala stood up as he stopped him that he cannot continue to question the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It cannot happen in America. I bet you. Today, Trump is coming as the president of America. If his case is still persistent and the American found him guilty, the judiciary in America found him guilty, it is possible he is impeached. It cannot happen in Nigeria here. How many presidents have left office and taken to court? Are you telling me all the presidents in Nigeria that have passed through us are not corrupt?
All right.
The only person we knew that, to me personally, is Yaradua Musa, and is the first graduate to rule Nigeria.
Thank you.
It is very unfortunate that he died untimely.
Thank you, Mr. Comrade Adedoyin.
He's a human being.
All right.
Good. He's a president.
All right.
Good morning. My name is Comrade Adedoyin.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Gabriel, that's quite a lot of points that Comrade Adedoyin raised there. But now, Nigeria, as I also want to add this, while you react to some of the things he said, Nigeria has been, as the BRICS, the Brazilian government on Saturday announced that Nigeria has joined the bloc, that's the BRICS, which is part of moves to strengthening international relations. You know, joining this part of these international organizations are all to foster development, you know, and strengthen the states of the nation in so many areas. So, what do you make of Nigeria now being a bloc or a member country in the BRICS, and as well some of your reactions, your response to some of the things that the caller said?
Yes, actually, let me start from the last caller. I think the man is actually on the same page with me, because when the rule of law prevails, definitely there will be equity and justice, and then we will have a peace across the board. Then, pertaining to Nigeria joining BRICS, I'm just laughing at their move. You are indebted to many nations of the world, and then you want to join BRICS so that your currency matters. The money you have already devaluated, the money that doesn't have strength out there, then you are calling a Russian man to come all the way from Russia, then he will come and use his currency in Nigeria, then you will not change it. Are we running a kind of government of 419ers? The money you borrow in dollars, now you want to join BRICS so that you can circumvent what will come later in the future. Look, I'm just laughing because when you have a plan, look now, somebody like Trump is coming as the American president with his templates, with his programs, with all his strategies that he's going to use to have a better governance. But here we are in Nigeria, whereby our president will be coming, then he will now begin to do trial and error. No plan.
There are those who will not agree with you, sir. There are those who will not agree with you because there is a renewed hope agenda which was so emphatic during the campaign and all of that.
It's very, very bright now, shining and glaring. I'm telling you something, my dear brother. Most leaders that are ruling Nigeria are coming on board unprepared. Many of them. But you can see Trump coming with his scripts in his hand on how he's going to do, and he begin to dish them out one by one, telling Americans, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. Nobody will no longer killing our pets. It's just a joke, because they use that against him. They will say, those who are killing our pets, those who are killing our dogs. So this guy has what he's actually going to do in the next 4 years written already planned. So I will not put it to you that your president is now telling you that he wants to go and join BRICS so that he can operate in his currency, he can take Naira to Russia and buy whatever he wants to buy. The ECO one that we actually signed within our region here, how many people has been able to implement that? that the ECO that we can the Western countries
ECOWAS
that they can spend that they can spend same currency. Can you not take your money now, naira money to Ghana and say you want to start spending naira in Ghana? They will send you packing because your money doesn't have any weight anywhere. So I'm just laughing at that move, and they believe maybe that can help them in any form, making sure that, okay, once they are a member of BRICS, now nobody is going to ask them the money they owe other international community. It's a fallacy, it's a lie. That will take Nigeria to nowhere.
All right, let me...
Is my own...
yes, let me... Your own take, yes, definitely. Let me ask, when you said there is no template, you compared Donald Trump with a script. This is the president we have at this time. During his campaign, said he is coming with a renewed hope agenda. And some of the things he said he would remove fuel subsidy, and that was the first thing he did when he resumed office. The unification of naira to the dollar, it was promised, and he did that. The tax reform is part of the things he said he would do, and he has also done that. And coupled with some other reforms and policies. Now, when he now said he does not have a script, there are those who would say no. And then, I also want you to emphasize on this Nigeria international relationship, which, okay, today now, the vice president is in Switzerland, or has gone to Switzerland to participate in an economic summit. So it appears that this government is quite serious with, building relationship with Nigerian, with foreign countries. So how don't you think we should give it give that a chance and let it manifest?
My dear brother, when you are rolling out your template and your agendas for the people that actually gave you that mandate, it should have a positive impact on them. The fuel that you remove the subsidy, what has it done to the Nigerians? Has it been able to ameliorate their poverty states? Has it been able to help the suffering that we suffered in the past 8 years? Has it been able to bring food on the tables of common Nigerians? Has it been able to build the security synergy that we actually expected? The usual of kidnapping and maiming, raping here and there that is happening in Nigeria before, has it been able to stop that? When you are bringing out a policy, you bring a policy that will actually change the momentum you met before you came on board. But what you met on board has not even changed. It has been compounded the more. So you're not telling me that reform is having a take. It's not having any space, my dear brother. It's not even working. I did not even see the reason why I would clap for somebody bringing such agenda at this point in time. There are some things you do that when you do it, maybe it's not appointed time, you do it wrongly, it makes you a foolish person. It doesn't make you wise. But when you do the right thing at the right time, makes you a wise man, and then people will see you as somebody who have it upstairs and that you have your plan before coming on board.
All right,
but you are coming on board, and then things are like this. Things are continuing to fall apart, and the centers of Nigeria is no longer holding. And then you say somebody has a template, is having a script.
All right, let's pick this call. Let's pick this call.
Let me quickly remind you. Most of the aspirants during their campaign told Nigerians they are going to remove subsidy, but none of them tell us the technical how they are going to remove it.
All right.
The way our president removed it, he removed it and without a proper consultation before he does that, and that is why we are having the consequences today.
All right, let's pick this. Let's pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, my presenter.
All right, Comrade Adedoyin is calling back, I guess.
Yes, I'm coming back. I start to be corrected.
All right.
It is not Tinubu that removed the subsidy. Buhari removed oil subsidy 6 months to the time Tinubu was coming to Azuro. Tinubu made a grievous mistake. He shouldn't have announced on the day he was sworn in. He would have come to the office and set up eggheads, qualified people, experienced people, look to the negative and the positive of oil subsidy. Buhari has done that. He has made Nigeria worse. It is not Tinubu that removed oil subsidy. He met it removed because oil subsidy budget was carried into 2024.
All right.
Then I want Trump to deal with Nigeria, with the civilians in America.
All right.
I know Trump will seize so many money and he will not return it to Nigeria. Every politician that entered America unnecessarily should be dead. And I know Trump is going to do that.
All right.
Because he's watching. He's
All
a
right.
watchdog.
All right.
American watchdog
All right.
president.
All right. Thank you
Good
so
morning,
much.
sir.
All right. Thank you so much. Mr. Abiodun, he said
Yeah,
something that he said. That I don't know if you get some of the things he said. Where he said politicians who entered
I had
the
it.
politicians who entered the United States with the aim of bringing money in should be chased back and should not be entertained. Your take on that as we begin to wind down.
Yes, that is one of the prayer by Seraph today. Actually, Seraph has actually made that prayer. But I need to tell my brother something about the subsidy that Tinubu said he removed. Buhari removed subsidy, but the payment was to last at June of that year when Tinubu came into office. What the remaining 2 months? Where was the money? The subsidy that was removed 2 months before the expiration. Where was the money? And what was the technical how Tinubu arrived at 500 naira per liter the moment he came on board? You see, my dear brother, there are a lot of things. There are some of explanations that this government actually owned us, but nobody is going to ask anybody any question because impunity everywhere, undue influences everywhere. Then I think what can help us, let me just use this medium to actually preach that also. This Diboko Sebe of a thing, this vote buying. If you don't buy votes, right? If politicians doesn't have that premise to purchase votes anymore, my dear brother, we will have a better country. Because we want nothing in their surface now because we used to take money from them. And this money that we are taking from them is the reason why they misbehave. Then after 4 years, they come back to you. Then they will now give you that a piece of cake. Then when you are fed with that piece of cake, within 4 years again, you are going into a penury. You are going to suffer like never before. So I think our people should change their mindsets that this money that these people are giving unto us, we are no longer interested. We want to choose a leader of our choice because if they know that it is true character, good deeds that will bring them back to office, they will do normal and they will see us as good people. They will see us as people that they should not take.
All right, let's pick this final call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Anna.
Yes, your name and where you calling us from? All right, I guess it's a wrong call. There. Hello, good morning. All right, comrade, I'm beginning to call you a comrade.
There you go.
All right, Mr. Gabriel Abiodun, your final take this morning, because when you look at...
My final take, actually, I've already did it before you actually asked me to make it. My dear brother, let our people shun vote buying.
All right.
If we shun vote buying, we will have more value. If you don't have value to yourself, nobody's going to have value to you. So we need to add value by shunning that money, by ignoring that money. That money is not helping us, but that money is compounding us the more. I can ask a simple question to those, the beneficiary of this money that we are receiving, that are your life better than before when you receive that money. So this will be our take home today. So at least when you call me again, I think I'm going to answer you.
All right. Let's hear from this last caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Comrade Isaac calling from Jordan.
All right, please. You have 30 seconds.
I just want to appreciate and thank your guest analyst. He spoke brilliantly well. There was one statement that he made that I liked. He was advocating a campaign against vote buying. I would like to have his number. Efforts have been ongoing on that ground to mobilize Nigerians who have the interest of people at heart to campaign against this vote buying. I would like to let me have his number. Thank you. God bless you.
Effort has been going on the ground to mobilize against vote buying. That's what the caller says. And the caller is requesting for your number. Mr. Comrade now. Comrade.
I am a public face. If anybody needs my number, please don't worry yourself. Just give it out. With my permission. You have it.
All right, thank you so much, Comrade Gabriel Abiodun. I'm beginning to put Comrade in front of your name now that
Comrade, you you are putting, my own comrade will be wearing tie. I'll be wearing suit. I will not be wearing khaki.
Thank you so much for your time on the show. It has been a lovely conversation with you.
The pleasure is always mine. Thank you very much. God bless you.
All right, and that's where we wrap it up on the show this morning. Public affairs analyst Mr. Gabriel Abiodun has been helping us or helped us to have conversations around what the country as a whole has or what benefits will the country have with the incoming administration of the United States of America, with the president-elect or new president Donald Trump. Tomorrow is going to be another lovely edition of the program, the follow-up on Adamimogo 107.7 FM right here in Olojudo's Palace, Ekiti State. Until then, my name is Oladoyin Ayegbusi. Do enjoy the rest of the day.
This is Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Ekiti, the voice of the light. Top stories, real voices.
Have arrived Lagos, according to authorities in Nigeria.
Tune in to Adamimogo 107.7 FM for a fresh perspective on news. Adamimogo 107.7 FM, the voice of the light. This is Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Ekiti, the voice of the light. Unwind, relax, and enjoy the perfect blend of good music on Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Ekiti, the voice of the light. This is Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Ekiti, the voice of the light.
From the studios of Adamimogo 107.7. A beautiful afternoon to you. Welcome to Global Box, your quick tour bulletin around the world on Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Ekiti. Here are the top stories. Vice President Shatima to represent Nigeria at high-level economic meeting in Switzerland. Trump targets executive orders as he takes over from President Biden. Popular app is back online after taking day off in America. Thank you so much for joining us on the news this afternoon. My name is Michael Jason Ijason. Now the news in detail. Nigeria's Vice President Kashim Shettima has departed Abuja for Davos, Switzerland, to represent Nigeria at the 2025 World Economic Forum (WEF) annual meeting. The gathering, which brings together global leaders, top executives, and development partners, will focus on strategies to improve the state of the world economy. Shettima is expected to represent Nigeria in several key sessions, including a workshop meant to expose Africa's frontier markets. His participation is expected to strengthen partnerships and attract investment to Nigeria and the continent at large. Still in Nigeria, a new report from the European Commission and the Henley Global Mobility Report has shown that nearly half of Nigerians seeking to visit Europe's Schengen area in the past 2 years were denied entry. According to the report, about 200,000 visas applications submitted by Nigerians in 2022 and 2023, 89,344 were rejected, reflecting a denial rate of 46.35%. In 2022, Nigerian applicants filed 86,815 Schengen visa requests, with 46,404 rejected, a trend that persisted in 2023 with 105,926 applications and 42,940 rejections. The report ranks Nigeria 11th among the top 20 countries with the highest visa denial rates for their preferred destinations. Still in Nigeria, the Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Polytechnic will commence a 3-day warning strike from Wednesday, January 22 to Friday, January 24, 2025. The Polytechnic workers will use the strike to protest the marginalization of non-teaching staff members and denial of their deserved career progression. Their intention was stated in a recent letter addressed to the Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, informing that the warning strike will emphasize their position against the plot by certain stakeholders to unjustly deprive non-teaching staff of polytechnics and similar institutions of their rightful progressions to the peak of their careers. Signed by the Union Secretary, Nura Gaya, the union also called SSANIP for saddened at the fact that previous engagements with relevant authorities have yielded little to no tangible result, hence the need for a nationwide strike. Outside Nigeria, it's D-Day in the United States of America as the President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance is being sworn in as we speak. The 47th American president has promised immediate action on several key issues as he re-enters the White House. The inauguration ceremony, which was supposed to hold outside the U.S. Capitol, was moved indoors due to a forecast of frigid temperatures. About 200,000 supporters are also expected to visit the city to mark the presidential transfer of power. Aside the formal swearing-in ceremony, there will be musical performances and a number of former board leaders on today. Meanwhile, the new president has vowed to issue a series of executive orders on his first day, saying his plans would be historic and guarded with speed and strength. Earlier, on the eve of his inauguration, he says his country will enter an era of prosperity.
Curtain closes on 4 long years of American decline, and we begin a brand new day of American strength and prosperity, dignity and pride.
The new president has also outlined measures that include mass deportation cuts to environmental regulations and ending the varsity programs. His supporters are equally elated.
And frankly, not only about the impeachment 1 and 2 and all the lawfare and still standing, so that says a lot about a man.
I think with the 2016 election, when he got elected through 2020, he did a good job with states with a very hard challenge with COVID. How does anyone deal with that, having never experienced it before? But I think he did the best that he could.
A policy expert, Terry Ains, who speaks on what to expect, is hopeful about the Trump's economic think tank.
And beyond that, I think what you're going to see is an increased use of emergency powers, which I think markets are not quite prepared for, on energy and a bunch of other things. And I think that markets also are not prepared for the degree to which Trump economic policy will be influenced by geopolitics and national security.
Top on the to-do list of the new president include immigration, pardoning those involved in the 2021 Capitol riot, the Paris Climate Agreement, and the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. Back to some other global matters in Ghana. Not less than 8 illegal miners have been killed over the weekend after a reported clash with soldiers guarding the Anglo Gold Ashanti mining site in Obuasi Central, Ghana. The army confirmed this recently, saying the confrontation occurred after about 60 armed miners forced their way through the site security fence late Saturday night. In a statement, the army claimed that the miners, armed with rifles, machetes, and pump-action guns, opened fire when intercepted by an army patrol. However, the soldiers sustained minor injuries from gun pellets and received treatment, while 4 vehicles belonging to the mining company were set ablaze during the confrontation. Recall that illegal mining, often referred to as galamsey in Ghana, has been a long-standing issue, with miners frequently clashing with authorities and companies. Global Box is reaching you live from Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Idoekit is still to come. Popular app is back online after taking a day off in America. Please stay with us. We'll be back for more.
Hello, good people of Ekiti State and its environment. For your private, political, family, or club meetings, and so on, of not more than 50 to 100 participants, we introduce to you Adamimogo Event Hall. Yes! Right at Olojudo's Palace, Adamimogo 107.7 FM's compound, Ido Ekiti. Ample parking space, good security, clean environment. You also have the opportunity to book for a media publicity of your event on our fast-growing social media platforms. All these for a talking. Simply visit us at Olojudo's Palace, Ido Ekiti, or call the following numbers for more inquiries: 0803 526 5812 or 0916 340 0878 or 0806 511 4430. You can also call 0806 380 8891 at Adamimogo Event Hall. We are waiting for your patronage.
Thank you so much for joining us again. Good to know you are still there. For inquiries, breaking news, and more, please call us on this number 0811 801 8242, or please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook via Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Now to the rest of the news. Now to updates in Gaza City that has found some reprieve on the heels of a ceasefire deal. Report says that part of activities easing tensions in the enclave includes the release of 90 Palestinian prisoners by Israel as part of the first phase of a ceasefire agreement with Hamas. The Israeli prison service confirmed that most of the released prisoners were women and children who were warmly welcomed with cheers in the occupied West Bank. Meanwhile, Hamas released 3 Israeli hostages to the Red Cross in Gaza City, later handed over to the Israeli military. The freed Israeli hostages are now receiving medical care in a Tel Aviv hospital and are reportedly in a stable condition. U.S. President Donald Trump has claimed some credit for the ceasefire deal, which was agreed between Israel and Hamas last week. Recall that Hamas announced that for every Israeli hostage released, 30 Palestinian prisoners would be freed. Meanwhile, it's been non-stop celebration in Gaza following the ceasefire agreement that was reached by the warring sides. However, for some residents, the jubilation was short-lived as they returned to the ruins of their homes. For instance, heartbreaking images and video from Gaza's largest refugee camp, Jabalia, has shown many neighborhoods they are reduced to rubble. Among the survivors is one Dua al-Khalidi, who emerged from beneath the rubble of her home with her 2 daughters completely distraught. However, Dua has appealed that dead bodies underneath some of the rubbles be buried with dignity. Now, talking business, U.S. First Lady Melania Trump has unveiled her own cryptocurrency called Dollar Melania. She introduced the new currency ahead of her husband's inauguration as U.S. president. Has seen on her X platform, the official Melania meme is built on the Solana blockchain and follows Donald Trump's recent launch of Trump dollar cryptocurrency. Both assets have experienced volatile trading since their debut. According to CoinMarketCap, the coin's market valuation stands at $8.7 billion, while Dollar Melania trails at $1.3 billion despite feverish purchase. And in the meantime, popular social media app TikTok is back in the US after going offline for a bit. However, the Chinese-owned app has resumed services for its 170 million users in America following President-elect Donald Trump's decision to delay a ban on the app. Recall that TikTok went offline Saturday due to a law targeting the national security concerns, but was restored after Trump pledged to work towards a long-term solution.
And frankly, we have no choice. We have to save a lot of jobs. We don't want to give our business to China. We don't want to give our business to other people.
With Trump now in charge, TikTok thanks Trump for the decision in a pop-up message to users expressing gratitude for the clarity provided. An e-marketer, Jasmine Embark, who has been monitoring development, says there is still uncertainty on the app.
China could still have access to the data and potentially the ability to influence public opinion on the app. And so, as your reporter was mentioning earlier, there are still a lot of unanswered questions, and the solutions that have been set forth really don't solve the problem at hand, which is national security.
TikTok remains unwilling to trade half of its shares to the U.S., while Donald Trump is defiant on how he wants the deal to move. Now to the world of sports. Nigeria's cricket team, the Yellow Greens, today defeated New Zealand at the 2025 ICC Under-19 Women's T20 World Cup in Malaysia. The junior female team sparked scenes with a 2-run win over New Zealand despite their delayed debut. The Yellow Greens captain Lucky Pieti hit Nigeria's first 6 at a Women's World Cup in a steady innings, as the junior Yellow Greens finished with 65 runs for the loss of 6 wickets in 13 overs. In tennis, Syria winner and world number 1 in men's tennis, Novak Djokovic, has reached the quarterfinals of the Australian Open after a commanding straight set win over Czech 24th seed Jiri Lekechak. The Serb, who is chasing the record-extending 25th Grand Slam title, secured the match despite late resistance from his opponents. In the last 8, Djokovic will face the fierce rival Spanish star Carlos Alcaraz, who has bested him in the last 2 Wimbledon finals. Carlos Alcaraz advanced earlier after British number 1 Jack Draper retired due to a hip injury. And that's Global Box on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Ito-Ekiti. Before we go, here again are the highlights. We brought to you that Nigeria's Vice President Kashim Shettima has led for Switzerland to represent Nigeria at the 2025 World Economic Forum WEF annual meeting. We told you that U.S. 47th President Donald Trump has vowed to issue a series of executive orders on his first day in the White House. The inauguration of the president took place indoors in Washington due to freezing temperatures. And finally, we told you that popular app TikTok is back online in the U.S. after it suspended its services in the country, as the resumption may not be unconnected to President Donald Trump's delay on the ban. And that's Global Box on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Olojudo's Palace, Ito-Ekiti. On behalf of the crew, my name is Michael Jason Ijason. Good afternoon and thanks for listening.
Welcome to Adamimogo 107.7 FM, where professionalism meets excellence. Stay tuned for a broadcast experience crafted with precision. We bring you quality content that sets the standard. Adamimogo 107.7 FM, the voice of the light. This is an Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Ito-Ekiti, the voice of the light. Ito-Ekiti, the voice.
Right down when I look at it. Give me vibes like I do. I mean like my day. Many of my sheets she accepts. All I want my jate. The worst time she say I'm the best. If I para, she go fall in vex. Many things but make her rest. Nigga tell you story. Many bad things she do me. Many bad things I do out. No come follow her in Bible. Tabak by later, got to see. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. So I love her the way I love myself. Jabbing my God, I don't feel lost myself. I didn't need to judge. I just walk only to me. Potatoes for the back of them. I know the club, but me rose. When she's off, I be her battery. When I'm done, she be my charge. Potatoes for the back of them. I know the club, but me rose. When she's off, I be her battery. When I'm done, she be my charge.
Sentiment, one build up, then I get cement. Wish that on me, many men. Oh, I let me shackle, but you thought I let a jet on. On my way to stardom, but you thought I let a jet on. Only one low. Kick on gato bed, me my family. My power was solid. I will be bigger than this, a collet. Oh, I let me shackle, but you thought I let a jet on. On my way to stardom, but you thought I let jet on. Lay hands up and see me. Lay hands up and see me. Mommy say we just want to say hello. Say we just want to say hello. One is for down with my show. Why always pass big Ben more, let's go. I came out so and conquer. Cause I'm always using my head like Drogba. I'm gonna get family up to Lucy be rubber. All these guys are just giving me numbers. I'm gonna get family up to Lucy be rubber. All these guys are just giving me I'm in my element. If you no sentiment, one build up, then I get cement. Wish that on me, many men. Oh, I let me shackle, but you thought I let a jet on. On my way to stardom, but you thought I let a jet on. Anybody where they try, no, I no be ordinary person at all. And I'm in the right on my song. I've been killing all along. I've been on the road, 24/7 on the road. Cause they say time not go. Face my fears, no time to fall. I'm cruising a 458 Italia in Lagos. God no go shame us. On the internet, these people want to be first, but deep down they want to be us. I'm in my element. They feel me no sentiment. One build up, then I get cement. Wish that on me, many men. Oh, I let me shackle. But you thought I let a jet on. On my way to stardom. But you thought I let a jet on.
Fire 107.7 FM. Idoikiti, the voice of the light. Top stories, real voices.
Have arrived in Lagos, according to authorities in Nigeria.
Tune in to Adamimogo 107.7 FM for a fresh perspective on news. Adamimogo 107.7 FM, the voice of the light.
Adamimogo, the beat never stops. Play it again.
Top stories, real voices.
Have arrived in Lagos, according to authorities in Nigeria.
Tune in to Adamimogo 107.7 FM for a fresh perspective on news. Adamimogo 107.7 FM, the voice of the light.
Èmi yóò máa gbọ́ Adamimogo. Èmi yóò máa gbọ́ Adamimogo. 107.7 FM ojú ìjòyìn lọ yé. Èmi yóò máa gbọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ Adamimogo. ká máa gbọ́. Ìlú Èkìtì láwa 107.7 FM. Adamimogo FM láyé pariwo. Ọmọdé pẹ́ lágbà ló ròyìn o. Rédíò yìí la fẹ́ máa gbọ́. Ó kì í ó sẹ́ ètò lóríṣiríṣi o. Àgbọ̀fin kọ́gbọ́n. Irú ẹyẹ bí ọ̀kìṣàn wọn ò láwùjọ ẹyẹ. Kápolówó ọjà kájé búbájẹ. Àwọn lọ́ní Adamimogo FM rédíò tí gbogbo lóríire ń bọ̀ ní 107.7 FM. Ó dùn joyin lọ, ó yá o. Èmi yóò máa gbọ́. Ẹ̀ka gbọ́. Kọ́lá Michael ni mo ń gbọ́. Ọmọ Olúkẹ́sì Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Ó dùn joyin lọ.
Lálẹ́ àná o lókùnkùn ni mo rí ẹ pẹ̀lú ìyàwó mi pẹ̀lú títí ẹ tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ fi sọ tẹ́ ń fẹnukẹnu àjẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi tán èmi ò mọ̀ ọ̀rẹ́ mi tán láyé ọ̀rẹ́ mi tán ọ̀rẹ́ òtítọ́ ò sì mọ́ láyé abániláyà ló máa kú láyé mi ò ọ̀rẹ́ mi tán ọ̀rẹ́ òtítọ́ kò sí mọ́ láyé àní bí wọ́n ṣe rí mi kí ni wọ́n ṣe wọ́n bá fẹ́ mọ́ wọ́n ṣe rí mi kí ni wọ́n ṣe wọ́n bá fẹ́ mọ́ lórí pé lálẹ́. ṣe ṣe kíké, bó ṣe ṣe rírẹ̀, bó ṣe ṣe fífá, bó ṣe ṣe ọmọ. The world is a stage, and all the men and women are merely actors. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them. Some are wicked, and yet others are kind. Man is created by God in his own image for a purpose. And not until the purpose is achieved, he shall never die. My character, to make a gentleman of me, I think so much better rather than to forgo my aims. The aims I have been aspiring to achieve, so that nature will stand up and say to all the world, this was the man. Anyankogor, 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 Nagogor, Anyankogor, Anyankogor, Anyankoye, I am the Mio. Little Biara, no more, hey, one bremo, Lapu Bayanio, hey, what's its name? Anyankogor, 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 I am the Mio. Little Biara, no more.
Adamimogo. I see
7.7 FM. The voice of the light.
Seriki onijitani
ṣùgbọ́n bàbá fún wa lọ́mọ rere tó bá fún wa lọ́mọ rere fún wa lówó táwọn fi ṣìkẹ́ wọn.
bàbá wa ṣùgbọ́n bàbá fún wa lọ́mọ rere tó bá fún wa lọ́mọ rere fún wa lówó táwọn fi ṣìkẹ́ wọn.
bàbá wa oyè bàbá rolú ọ̀run o àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ képe ẹ̀ o bàbá wa dá wa lóhùn bàbá rere.
bàbá wa ṣùgbọ́n bàbá fún wa lọ́mọ rere tó bá fún wa lọ́mọ rere fún wa lówó táwọn fi ṣìkẹ́ wọn.
bàbá wa ṣùgbọ́n bàbá fún wa lọ́mọ rere tó bá fún wa lọ́mọ rere fún wa lówó táwọn fi ṣìkẹ́ wọn.
bàbá wa ṣùgbọ́n bàbá fún wa lọ́mọ rere tó bá fún wa lọ́mọ rere fún wa lówó táwọn fi ṣìkẹ́ wọn.
bàbá wa o Elédùmarè o àwa ń bẹ̀ o bàbá dá wa lóhùn bàbá wa.
bàbá wa ṣùgbọ́n bàbá fún wa lọ́mọ rere tó bá fún wa lọ́mọ rere fún wa lówó táwọn fi ṣìkẹ́ wọn.
wá gbọ́ kí wa o bàbá àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ képe ẹ̀ o bàbá olú ọ̀run o bàbá wá gbọ́ kí wa o bàbá.
bàbá wa ṣùgbọ́n bàbá fún wa lọ́mọ rere tó bá fún wa lọ́mọ rere fún wa lówó táwọn fi ṣìkẹ́ wọn.
Adamimogo, the beat never stops. Play it again.
You take my eye, they see my mouth not fit on my brother. Like that, like this, like that. Hey, Oko, sugar. Now what? You keep my eye to see my brother, my mouth not fit on. If you go back, my brother, say 2 cost. Hey. Now what?
Yeah, Mario. Yeah. Honey, yo, baby, yo. Oh, boy, yeah, honey, yo. Rosie, bo. Never look, boy, yeah. Happy day. Oh, boy, yeah.
Oh, no. My brother, I want to go and buy a tabla now. For what I said for Greek Road. You must slap me. I think I'm waiting since I is 1 pound. You didn't pass me on. Cigarette go Chris. Shake her. Hola. Take her. Go ya.
Yeah. Oh, boy, yeah. Never boy, yeah. Oh, diggy, yeah.
Baba, let go.
Oh, yeah.
This is an Adamimogo 107.7.
Don't you rap, Magogo? I'm the name I found it. They keep you up, but we keep you back. And there is a monkey be pretty much more than my Papa got any more for it.
Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Idoikiti, the voice of the light.
Adamimogo. Oyato. Oyinmama.
Tó túmọ̀ sí onígbàgbé, èyí ni ìrun pípè fún Sọ̀látù Zui láti ìkànnì Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ìdó Èkìtì. Kí Ọlọ́run kó gbà ní ìbádà fún wa. Àmín.
Adamimogo FM ló wí pé gbogbo Èkìtì tó ń tàn ó kó má ní wọ́n mi. Délé dára. Àti rúùkà ìwà ò Èkìtì kété. Àmọ́ ti rúùkà ìwà ò Èkìtì kété. Ìgbà yìí lọ́la wa ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ aṣoríire. Ìgbà yìí àsan wa ò, ìgbà yìí àtù wá lára. Lọ́la Olúwa a ó jọ lò gbà yí pẹ́ ọ́. Iwájú iwájú Èkìtì ó máa lọ. Adamimogo FM ló wí pé gbogbo Èkìtì tó ń tàn kó máa ní wọ́n mi.
Ó dé o wọ̀kìlù mọ́ ètò kan lálẹ́ òní kàn ní Adamimogo kò tí ì dé gbogbo ayé ń sàárò ẹ̀ ó já sọ́pẹ́ ni o. ó já sọ́pẹ́ lẹ́tọ̀ tó borí afẹ́fẹ́ ó já sọ́pẹ́ lẹ́tọ̀ tó kọjá. bá gbogbo bá dún adún sílé ẹni tó mèrè bílú àgẹ̀rẹ̀ bá dún adún sílé ẹni tó mọ̀lù bí Pòfẹ́sọ̀ Yemi Lasisi bá ti gàtẹ́ ètò ó já sọ́pẹ́ lọ́sẹ̀ yìí kẹ́tí gbogbo tó máa gbọ́ ire lókùn gbogbo ọjọ́ ajé Monday lẹ́tọ̀ yóò mọ̀ bátẹ́gùn sọ̀rẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ láago 2 ọ̀sán títí dago 3 àbọ̀ ọ̀sán gan lórí rédíò Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ìdó Èkìtì pẹ̀lú abala àkóónú tó nítumọ̀ wùrúwẹ́rẹ́ là á mọ̀ fi wọlé sínú ètò níbi tẹ́ ti mọ̀ túmọ̀ èdè Yorùbá sí Gẹ̀ẹ́sì nígbà tábalẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kejì jẹ́ mọ̀ bá wọn sọ kí la tún fẹ́ bá wọn sọ lọ́sẹ̀ yìí ẹ wò ẹ má jẹ́ ń gbé yín débẹ̀ tán yányán ẹ pàdé Pòfẹ́sọ̀ Yemi Lasisi ọmọ ìyá ilé ìhédú ọmọ bàbá alákòótó lọ́jọ́ Monday ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí lórí ètò ó já sọpẹ́ ni o fún ìpolówó ọjà tó ń kóhun tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ bá wa sọ kétò tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ pè nọ́mbà yìí 08038620163 ètò já sọpẹ́ lọ́sẹ̀ yìí bọ́lọ̀ ń fẹ́ àjọpọ̀ ni. ó já sọpẹ́ lẹ́tọ̀ tó borí afẹ́fẹ́ ó já sọpẹ́ lẹ́tọ̀ tó kọjá ó já sọpẹ́ lẹ́tọ̀ tó borí afẹ́fẹ́ ó já sọpẹ́ lẹ́tọ̀ àlàáfíà lẹ́fà ó ti já sọpẹ́ ó já sọpẹ́ ó já sọpẹ́ ètò tó ní fòwò ti já sọpẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ wa ti já sọpẹ́. Yemi Lasisi ó ti yá o dákun gbó sáfẹ́fẹ́ ọmọ wọn nírarẹ̀ Èkìtì níjọba ìbílẹ̀ mọ́ba o àjòkó bàràkàtà o Mr. Lecturer ó ti yá o gbogbo ayé ti tẹ́tí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́
ó tiẹ̀ rí gbóhùn sókè o. ó já sọ pẹ́lẹ́ tó tó gorí afẹ́fẹ́. ó já sọ pẹ́lẹ́ tó tó gòkè. ó já sọ pẹ́lẹ́ tó tó gorí afẹ́fẹ́. ó já sọ pẹ́lẹ́ tó tó gòkè. ó ń bọ̀ náà abala méjì lètò yìí á yan òkúfọ̀ ńlá kọ́kọ́ níbi tá a ti ń túmọ̀ yorùbá sédè gẹ̀ẹ́sì o abala máa bá wọn sọ lóṣù kejì níbi tá a ti ń gbọ́rọ̀ ìṣítí àtọ̀rọ̀ ìmọ̀ràn láti ṣe wà níyè bóyá máa bá wọn sọ o sọ pé òun bá ní pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ. ó ti já sọ pé. Yẹmi Lasisi ó ti yá o dákun gbó sáfẹ́fẹ́ ọmọ wọn níra rẹ̀ Èkìtì níjọba ìbílẹ̀ mọ́ba o